Well, we are very highly selective about the type of persons that come into our organization as salespeople. But once they do get here, we spend a lot of time and money and effort ensuring that we train them, develop their skills. In fact, we actually call our training program development and education, which is a little bit different than quote-unquote training. So we put them through some very rigorous product knowledge type of courses. We put them through some very rigorous business skills and understanding customer needs coursework. We put them through some pricing, skill set opportunity coursework. It is a well-developed and well-thought-out training process, and it doesn't just stop once you go through the initial training and development. This is a continuous learning process. As customers' needs change, as our portfolio changes at FedEx, we need to continuously update our salespeople with the latest development and educational material that will help them be successful, and more importantly, help their customers enjoy a greater degree of success. In terms of turnover rate, first and foremost, FedEx has a historically low sales turnover rate compared to our peers in industry and in business in general. And I think a lot of that success can be attributed to the selection process and to the development and education process, and again to our ability as a company to manage that human resource, that salesperson, to understand what motivates, drives their behavior, what enhances their level of job satisfaction. And when you really get down to it, the ability to provide customers with truly global solutions that help the customer be more competitive and really endear the customer to the salesperson. And that's a very, very important part of our success. And I think all of those factors combined are what keeps our turnover rates at low levels, again, compared to industry and standards. Typically, a new hire in the FedEx sales department starts off in our inside sales group after, again, a very thorough development and education process. And as that person progresses in the inside sales organization, which typically is a smaller customer type of activity, that person can graduate into the field sales organization where they're actually out visiting customers face to face. And depending on their success and their desire, they can continue to move up to call on larger customers, to call on global customers. So it's just a matter of their preference, the kind of sales business that they want to be in, whether it's a small customer or a large customer, and their ability to learn the process, to develop a level of what I call sales maturity, which really extends themselves into their customer's business and they become the trusted business partner. But I don't think there's any specific timeline. I think we have to start them, and as they mature and as they learn and as they grow, we put them into more and larger and bigger opportunities. I think the biggest challenge in maintaining a superior sales force is the continuous development and education process, clearly understanding the customer's needs and the changing developments in the market, especially this new hyper-growth global marketplace, really represent the most important challenges that we have and the ones that we have to be on top of every day. I think today sales is probably the most misunderstood discipline in most businesses. And it probably goes back to movies like The Death of the Salesman with Willie Loman or Glengarry, Glenn Ross, or something like that. And I'm sure there's still sales activities out there in the consumer marketplace that are still very similar to that. But I think the sales professional in the business environment really is a new business discipline that is critical for the success of companies. Again, I think the ability to create a solution for a customer need, to create a level of value and divide that value between your customer and your company really makes that three-win situation. Your company wins, your customer wins, and you win as an individual. But it's not the old Willy Loman type, here are my products, please buy one of these two, I'll call you next week. Those kinds of days are over in the professional business selling environment. Well, the good news is I don't see much of that sales stereotype anymore. The sales departments all over the world are now getting boardroom level scrutiny and activities. So it really has evolved into a very important part of a business structure. Revenue growth is really what keeps companies alive today, and salespeople are very instrumental in the revenue growth and the profit growth of companies. So the hyper-intense competitive market that we're in today, evolved through the internet, through global trade, really requires firms to have extraordinary, well-developed, mature sales organizations to be successful.